Activation code required. Access granted. Warning. Evacuation sequence activated.
We're back. Welcome to the bunker.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to another episode of the S4 Paranormal Bunker. Friend, how's everybody doing tonight? So, we are just waiting on Nikki. I haven't been able to get a hold of her for the last couple minutes, so, friend, she might be having some internet problems, or something might be going on, who knows. But, we are going to start this anyways. Tonight, friend, we've got a lot to talk about. So, to start off with, I'm going to read something off that I wrote this morning. So sometimes when working on a team, there can be differences in opinion. When this happens, it is always best to bring them up in a private conversation between the team only, so that it doesn't distract from what you are trying to accomplish. When this doesn't happen, chaos can run rampant, and the small issues become giant problems. Unfortunately, this has happened to us this week, and so we have decided that it is best we split ways with Rosella C. Rowe and continue on. We wish her the best in her future endeavors. This is not something that will end the show and the entertaining yet educational content we offer to you each week. Robert, Nikki, Kayla, and I will be here for hopefully many years to come, or until our alien overlords decide we could be better used in the spice fields. Thank you for being here with us, as always. Friend. So yeah,
I don't want to be in a spice field.
Too bad. I mean, that's what happens.
I'll just be the overlord.
Have you not noticed that every alien movie seems to have spice fields in it?
Well, yeah. Dang.
Yeah. Like, aliens love spice.
They're all about that salt.
Yeah. Friend. I'm try calling Nikki in one more time. Friend. So, tonight, as many of you know, as I would hope all of you know, we lost the most paranormal person, is how I'm going to put it. Hey. It's okay.
Hey, no worries.
It's okay.
All right.
So, yeah, we can hear you. Can you hear us? Hey, shut the fuck up, spirits.
Bad spirit.
Friend, so yeah, we're just gonna wait for Nikki to get set up here. Friend. We can ask Kayla's mom.
Whoa. Wait a minute. What was the name?
Lisa.
Lisa and Garden Gnomes? Okay. At least it wasn't Naomi. That would have freaked me out.
Friend. So, how's everybody's week been? We're still here, obviously. The 1 foot wave didn't get us. Hi, Nikki. We're live. For what do you mean? Why did I do it? I had to start the show.
It's 10:07.
Well, my clock must be wrong then.
That's okay. You know what? Until I just said something, they didn't know anything was happening because I had you muted.
I was muted?
Yeah.
Okay, well, I'll get the camera on in just a second.
Oh, man.
Oh my god, that's funny as hell. Okay, let's see here. So, did you go over what we're talking about?
Well, I started with, I did read off what I wrote this morning,
Oh, okay.
and I will send that to you after. Okay?
Okay,
So,
sounds good.
um,
Oh, holy crap! My clock on my wall is wrong. Oh my god, it's really wrong. It's like 20 minutes wrong.
Ah.
Holy crap! Sorry.
so,
I thought it was like 2 minutes to air time. Jesus. All right, I do apologize, folks, and everybody who can hear me. I do apologize.
no worries. No worries.
That's funny as shit, actually.
Yeah, kind of.
Friend, I was actually just telling everyone how what happened this week is not something that will end our show. And
No,
it
it
will
won't.
not end the entertaining yet educational content we offer to them. And
Very true.
Robert, Nikki, Kayla, and I will be here for hopefully many years to come, or until the alien overlords decide we will be better used in the spice fields.
Better be used in the spice field. Dune, baby, Dune.
Well, no, but it's not just Dune. Every how do I put
There
that?
we go.
Every like space show has spice fields for some reason. Aliens seem to love spice, according to Hollywood.
Yes, according to Hollywood, but not not real ETs.
Friend,
Oh
I
goodness.
don't know.
Anyway.
I think there's an alien out there listening to us that's just sitting there chewing on a jalapeno.
Now that would not surprise me.
I don't think so. I think it's because they need to preserve their food for space travel, so they have to use the spices.
They have to use the spices. Yeah, to make them smell better. Holy crap. Some of them reek to high heaven. Goodness
Now.
sake almighty.
Let's be polite to the
Oh.
alien overlords.
You tell that to the little 3-foot tall grays that stink.
This
Oh
is
my
why I'm going
God.
to end up being management, Nikki, and you're going to be on the lower levels.
I don't know about that. There's some people I know.
Yeah, but I didn't insult any of them.
I feel very insulted right
That's
now.
true.
I start
You guys
sucking
are
up from the
terrible.
beginning.
Yeah, there you go.
I'm gonna drive the ship. You guys are just gonna hang on for the ride.
Right on. Now I'll be in back. They'll be consistently impregnating me until I'm in my 90s. Holy crap. There's a thought.
So,
There's a thought. God.
I had just,
So you guys are gonna be my backseat UFO drivers. It's gonna be great.
There you go.
Be like, watch
Hey,
out
I
for
can
the
actually-
Milky Way!
As a kid, as a kid, I used to drive it's not drive, it's fly. Because they had a number of us kids flying craft. It's all done with the mind. And some of the hands, but that's beside the point.
but if you don't have
Whole nother
6
ball game.
fingers, you're fucked.
You don't need, it's made for 3.
Then you're still fucked. You got too many because they're in the wrong spots. I've seen both versions of this on a fucking movie.
Yeah. Anyhow, okay, so what the hell was the subject tonight again?
Okay. So
God.
I had said this to Nikki earlier, and she kind of freaked out on me a little bit when I first said it, until I explained.
Mm-hmm.
We lost one of the most paranormal people in our world this week. As you all know, the Prince of Darkness himself, Ozzy Osbourne, passed away.
I was going to say
Music.
poor Hulk Hogan.
Fran,
Sorry.
he's not paranormal. That's just roids. Fran,
Oh, okay.
well, not anymore. Not since the 80s. Fran, but it,
Not going there.
Fran, a man who caused chaos in not only in life but in death as well. I mean, if
Oh,
you
did
guys,
you see the
did
funeral?
Well, did you see
Yeah.
the when Sharon went to the bridge?
Yes.
And
Oh,
they
no.
all started screaming her name.
Sharon.
No,
It was like
I
100,000
saw when they
people
were doing the flowers.
screaming their name, and I feel really
Yeah, she
bad
turned
for the band
around and did fingers.
because the band was sitting there, and they had a marching band playing Ozzy's songs in the street,
I didn't catch that.
and there was a sax player that really fucked up on Iron Man. Friend,
Oh,
he kept
did he
playing
now?
without the band.
Huh.
So, but let me explain when I say he's the most paranormal person. If you actually look at his life and the damage he has caused on Earth, inadvertently, he is a paranormal entity in and of himself.
For fuck's sake.
So,
I was holding tight to those lips because I was afraid I was going to say something else.
friend, but like this year has kind of been rough. I don't know if you guys have noticed, but we've lost a lot of people. Friend, in 1 week alone, we lost Hulk Hogan, Ozzy Osbourne, and Malcolm Jamal Warner.
Mm-hmm.
And 4 people, sorry. I keep forgetting him, and I shouldn't, because I love his music. Chuck Mangione.
Oh, Chuck Mangione.
Yeah,
oh.
okay, that's how you say
Chuck
it.
Mangione.
Friend, and
Well, that's
honestly,
a
I was
mouthful to
introduced
say.
to him the same way that most people in my generation were. And that's King of the Hill.
Oh, yeah.
Um,
Now, I grew up hearing him on the radio in the 1970s, so.
yeah. Friend, but we've also lost this year Roberta Flack.
Yep.
Friend, where the hell did they go? Val Kilmer, Gene Hackman, Brian Wilson.
Yep.
Like, we have lost so many people this year in our celebrity world. And we've lost quite a few in our personal worlds, too.
Yeah, that's an understatement.
The last year in total has been a rough year.
Yeah. I'm gonna say something because I literally just today came across a very famous somebody I don't know her personally, but an extremely famous psychic. Anyway, she commented on how when you add up 2025, it's in numerology, it's the number 9, and how each year that totals the number 9, such as 2016 and 2025, we had a massive amount of deaths of really famous people. And she's right. For whatever reason, there's something about when a year ends like that. She's exactly right. So, and I know people who are very, very into numerology. I'm not. I dabble and know the basics and stuff like that, but not enough to not what they do. And it fascinates me because there's a year that I remember in Hollywood. I don't remember. The funny thing is that I say there was a year I remember. I just don't remember the number of the year. There were so many famous actors that when they did both the Academy Awards and the God, it's another famous award show, and I can't think of the name of it at the second. Golden Globe. Thank you, Dad. Golden Globes. Oh, sorry, Grandma. Energy felt wonky. I knew that wasn't right. Anyway, so those two, I mean, they did rundowns of people like they always do when folks pass. But the amount of people that one year, I just remember thinking how difficult it really was to see all those folks you watched from childhood, and musicians and musicians that become actors, and just from all different walks of life. And it's just like, wow, various reasons, health, accident, unaliving themselves. I mean, all different sorts of, and it's just, this is one of those years. It's like, wow.
Yeah.
And it's hard to see. It's hard to watch, and it's hard to, as a fan of those different people, it's hard to see people go, especially somebody that I was going to say idolize. That is not the word I meant. Somebody, especially that you have watched for so long, and they have been, due to their publicity, due to whatever subject, whether they're an artist, whether they're a musician, actor, whatever the subject is that they do, and you've been following them for so long. I kind of lost my shit when William Alexander died. He was an extremely famous 1970s, early 1980s artist. And then Bob Ross came out after him because he picked up William Alexander's some of his techniques and some of the things, and he studied under him for a little bit, if I remember the history a bit, but correctly. So yeah, I mean, it's kind of hard. It depends on who you follow. I mean, there are a lot of folks that I love in history, and it's just like, wow. And then if you get into what their lives are like, it's like, oh, okay, we're a fan from a very far distance.
See, and
because there are fans that will go and be like paparazzi, and I'm like, no. That's not good.
But like Ozzy was one of mine, and
yeah,
I'm not gonna lie. In a way, I do idolize him. Like, yeah, if I could actually get to the point one day where I can walk into a hotel, go up to the front desk, pay for a room, and tell them that I need to add $50,000 in charges because I am about to destroy the shit out of that room. That is a goal. Like, and then go do it. Like, he did that. He paid for a room, the destruction of a room, before he destroyed it.
Oh, wow. Did he really?
It wasn't even his hotel room. It was one of his friends.
God.
And he just ran in, destroyed everything. They threw the TV through the window, brought it back up, destroyed the walls with it, and then took it down to the front desk and left.
Jiminy, I didn't know that. Yeah, there've been a lot of stories coming out.
And so the guy who went into who was staying in that hotel room, excuse me, the next morning he went to go pay for the damages, like to check out and say, hey, so there may be some damage in my room, but whatever it is, just put it on this card. And they said, don't worry, it's already taken care of. He did it. He paid for it before.
Wow.
Like,
holy crap. Wow.
That's a life goal, because that means you have fuck you money.
Yeah, you have money. That's money to burn.
Yeah. Like, I'm probably not going to do that,
Wow.
because now I think that gets you jail time. But
Oh, yeah, it's a different time frame now compared to back then.
yeah,
70s, 80s, even in the 90s. God.
well, and most of the time, like back then, they weren't staying in the nicest hotels
No.
because they had
Oh, I'm sure.
the entire crew, all the roadies, like everybody. So they were staying in Fleabag motels, but they were taking the entire place.
Yeah.
Friend. So, but yeah, no. Birmingham named a bridge after him. And so the funeral procession went over the bridge, and then they went and did the private funeral with just the family and a few select members of like other families. But Ozzy does have someone who has a possibility of taking over his legacy, according to his family, and it's Youngblood. Apparently, he has taken him under his wing over the last few years and shared some of his musical knowledge. So, friend, I don't know, maybe we'll see someone bite the head off some other kind of animal now. Friend. You muted yourself.
No, thank you. No, thank you. No, thank you. No, thank you. Nope, 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 nope.
Well, I'm
Nope.
just saying, at least Ozzy did it and didn't cause a pandemic. Like,
Oh, God. Yeah,
friend.
that's the point.
So,
Jeez.
but I just want to say to our fans and to anyone out there that joins us just for this show, or like anyone who ever hears this, friend, 2025, 2024, like all of them mixed together, have kind of been a rough time, and we know it.
Yes.
With the amount of
Yeah.
people that have died and the amount of people that some of us do look up to that have passed on.
Mm-hmm.
And
Very
friend,
true.
we're here for you. We get it. Friend, it sucks. It was always my hope. Ozzy was my first concert. I always hoped I'd get to go see one more. Friend. So, and my second concert, they're already all dead too. So no, I'm fucked. It's the way it goes.
Yeah.
Friend.
I honestly don't remember. Oh, my first concert, my actually very first concert was in Mount Vernon with my family at a folk festival
Yeah.
in a church, in a very large church in Bow, if I remember. I remember right.
Friend,
Been a while.
we've got a festival coming
It was
up
great.
this weekend. Here.
Oh, really?
Yeah, that Birds View Brewery. The fire department is putting on Birds Fest. Friend.
Birdfest.
Yeah. It's right on Highway 20, just off of Lusk Road. Almost.
Just off of which road?
Lusk.
Lusk.
Oh,
Friend.
oh God, that's out there a ways.
Well, halfway between Lyman and Concrete.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. Sorry. Took me a minute.
So it's the brewery wouldn't have been around when you lived here, I don't think.
No, I don't think so.
But
But I've heard of it. The
Yeah,
interesting
it's a
thing is
very-
I've heard of it.
it's a very noticeable place because all you'll see is a big gravel area with a lot of grasslands around it, with a yurt in the middle, a yurt-shaped building, and then off to the side is where the Bikers Memorial is for all the motorcyclists that have passed on in the area. So, good place to visit. The fire department's putting it on this weekend. It's $10 cover charge to get in for
Nice.
5 bands, I think, from 12 to 8 p.m. And it's
Nice.
family friendly because it's just a brewery. It's not a bar.
Wow.
So they'll have games like yard games for the kids. From what I heard, they just got giant Jenga. Brad.
Oh, that'd be fun.
Yeah. So It looks like a good time.
Sounds like it.
Friend, I am crying right now because
Why?
I can't afford, and number one, I can't afford it. Number two, we're too busy to go to where the Cooks live.
And Shelton.
Shelton. This weekend.
Oh, yeah.
Because the Ridge Motorsports Park is having Buck Cherry play.
Why does that sound familiar? What is
Crazy
that? That's a
Bitch,
band,
Lit
right?
Up. Yeah, Crazy Bitch, Lit Up. Friend, they're a heavy metal band, and the tickets are damn cheap for this. Like, it's $37 for general admission.
Whoa.
Yeah. So, and they've got 2 bands coming with them, so, like, it looks like it's going to be a good show, but that area is not that safe right now. There's a wildfire there.
Yeah, that's not so good.
So, friend, everybody will be in gas masks. Friend. I don't know, this week has been crazy. Friend.
That's one way.
Yeah,
to
like
do
last week was too.
Well, yeah, but not like this. Like earthquake, tsunami.
Oh,
Friend, almost got taken
yeah.
out by a 1-foot wave. We prayed for Nikki. Friend.
it. Hey man.
You what for Nikki?
Prayed for Nikki. Friend.
Prayed for Nikki. Oh, yeah. I'm quite a distance from the water.
Friend. I can't believe that
It-
all we got is a foot.
Yeah, well, Alaska
you know-
was like 2.5 feet or something like that.
Yeah.
This is a good thing. Oh, I'm just saying, like, when you get a
Yo, it's a-
earthquake of that magnitude that is that close to the surface, I'm
Yeah.
very happy that we only got a 1-foot wave. That could have been
Yeah.
devastating
Acro-
to a lot of people.
There are fishermen
Acro-
all over the West Coast cursing your name right now. Shell fishing is cut off.
Yeah.
Friend. That wave brought that toxin back.
Red tide.
Oh, did it?
Yep.
Red tide
Friend, I don't know if it's red tide.
or green algae bloom?
Yeah, like it might. I don't know which one it is, but it brought something back. They shut it all down.
Holy
All
cow,
shellfish.
really?
Also, all shellfish and oyster and all that. You
Oh,
can't
that's-
dig
Oh,
up
that's,
anything.
oh my God, everybody off of Oak Harbor.
Yeah.
That'll,
That's gonna
off of
devastate
Oak Harbor.
their year.
Yeah,
Whidbey
their
Island.
Whidbey Island has an incredible,
Like Taylor
area for-
Farms and all of that.
yeah, for clams and for oysters and, oh my, that's gonna cripple businesses. That's not okay.
Yeah.
Wow.
So,
I am really sorry to hear that.
friend, I feel worse for Russia. I mean,
Yeah,
they had
they got
the
nailed.
earthquake, they had the tsunami, and then a volcano erupted because of the earthquake.
Yep.
For like,
Well, okay, guys, this is just the beginning. I talked about this on my Facebook page, and I did not make it public for a very good reason.
Yeah.
But I went back through my page, and on the 20th of July, I had posted within the friend setting, not the public setting.
Mm-hmm.
I think it was friend setting. I have to go back and look again, but it was part of a 2-part post, and the bottom portion of it talked about how I had received another psychic, and I'd completely forgotten about this. So much happens in a week that it's just like, you get, as a psychic, sometimes you get overwhelmed and overloaded, like tonight, where they wouldn't shut up. I'm making notes left and right, and I'm like still trying to figure out who the hell this Lisa is and what the hell garden gnomes have anything to. It's like, okay, whatever. You guys need to shut up so I can get on the show. But on the apparently on the 19th, I had written a statement about a upcoming prediction that is supposed to be upcoming. And underneath that, I guess a number of hours later, it became July 20th, and I had written a prediction for two major earthquakes in the week, and they're going to be back to back. There's going to be something taking place. And I went, I completely forgot about that. So much has happened that I just went right over my head. Totally forgot all about it. So I don't know. I mean, I know that in 2018 and 2019, I had been publicly talking about we are going to be starting to see 8s and 10s. I started having I've been having psychic visions about these earthquakes building up to some really major events on this planet. And everybody kind of poo-pooed me because in 2018 or summer of 2018, summer of 2019, I got told by the other side, and I was having spirit after spirit. I had my spirit guides. I had even the ETs were telling me, you're going to be having a major earthquake in August of whichever year it was, 2018 or 2019. And it didn't end up happening. And when I talked, literally, we were on a live broadcast, and our Keith Andrews was with us, and he said, what day was that last month? Because I remember it was in September we were talking. And it may have been September of the following year. Anyway, he had said that was during the time, and he had stated this on Spaced Out Radio, that, and he doesn't call her Gaia. He doesn't call the Earth Gaia. He calls her, oh, shit, I had it, now it's gone. Shouldn't have talked. I should have just said the name. Not Yashara. What the heck is it called? Anyway, doesn't matter. He calls her something specific because that's the name she gave to him, and that she had calmed down in the month of August, and that things were going to be quieter. And they were. And when we were talking live that night, and he had said, oh, that's right, she had gone really quiet. There was something significant that was supposed to happen. And I was like, that's what I'm talking about. And I got blamed for a lot of stuff because I came out publicly about it. I was like, it's going to be a big earthquake. I mean, like, really, it was up in the 8s. And then it didn't happen. And I mean, I had all the heavy stuff off of for months after that, leading up to it, all the way for almost a full year. I had all the heavy stuff off of my bookcases because I was like, I still feel like it's going to take place. And then things calmed down, and I didn't have that feeling anymore. And now here we're going into this, and it's like, no one believed me then, and I've talked publicly about how we are supposed to be hitting 8s and 9s, and more specifically, when we hit 10s, that's when all the gigantic big stuff is supposed to really start happening with the mountains in Washington, Oregon, part of Idaho, and a few other states. So it's just like, okay, this is nutball city, but it's psychic stuff, and sometimes when you don't report on it, you do have consequences as a psychic medium. So I've learned the very hard way. I'll state stuff, and I'm like, if it happens, it happens. If it doesn't, there's certain reasons where it wasn't meant to.
Yeah.
Or certain things that took place to where it calmed shit down. So I find that fascinating. I find it absolutely fascinating how that stuff operates. That, and I kept getting the fact of the fracking and something to do with the government, because they would have been part of the cause and the reason that earthquake was supposed to take place, and ended up didn't. So I think they were building something leading up to it and doing something that they probably shouldn't have been, and then ended up stopping. And I think that that's what both or Keith Andrews picked up on, and I didn't catch that until later. So really, it's a tumultuous time right now. We are in the beginning of the major psychological, like leaving people behind, so to speak. And I mean people that are not so healthy for us. Those are breaks in relationships. And so I think a lot of that is coming into play this year. And I think kind of Mother Earth is going through it too. She's releasing pressure in different ways. Releasing pressure in different ways, and it's playing out.
Mm-hmm.
And then we as humans create more problems.
Well, me and
For
I was
her.
talking to my parents about this right about the same time I messaged you about it, and
Yeah.
my dad, of course, blamed Trump as a joke for it, and I told him, no, this is Putin's fault. This one, it's in Russia, and so, and then my mom, being the loving mother that she is, and thinking I know more than I do, friend said, "Do you really think so?" And I said, "Well, who knows? Honestly, with all like the secret government projects that all of our countries have,
Mm-hmm.
we don't know what caused this, but more than likely,
Yeah.
this is honestly a natural. Like we are in the ring of fire. It was in the ring of fire. This is going to happen,
Mm-hmm.
friend. Both our countries sit on some huge tectonic plates,
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
and even if it's caused by fracking, to me that's still a natural occurrence.
Well,
Because it could have been caused by our fracking here. You never know.
That's the other thing is that in terms of centuries since and everything else, we're on that precipice where we're actually late and we're overdue for like a large Cascadia earthquake for different areas around the Ring of Fire because we have been so quiet for so long. And our last like really big one would have been the 2011 Japanese earthquake and tsunami that happened. Uh, and that was a 7 point something for that one. But every 200 to 500 years or more, like it's been since 1700s now since we had the last Cascadia earthquake, and they talk about that all the time as being the big one that's gonna completely mess up the U.S. coastline and all that. But I mean, tectonic plates are crazy, and we don't pay enough attention to the fact that we're overdue on a lot of them.
Well, Robert says he swears he wasn't jumping. And Robert,
Hello, Robert.
I just have to say it. I loved you, dude, but I believe you. Because I'm sorry, you'd be hopping.
Well, I'll get both legs, and I'm here to tell you, the man will be jumping up and down for joy.
Fred,
Oh man.
Oh, man.
I am so happy. Just so like everyone knows, he's seeing his prosthesis and he's getting his leg.
Yeah.
I'm very happy for him.
Yeah,
Fred.
I am too. That's a definitely gigantic deal.
So, friend, I don't know. Like, do you guys think? How do I put that safely?
Safely.
PC wise.
No, not PC. It's the fact that
Okay.
like it's one of those things where if we hit 2 on the nose, I'm like we're done. Friend,
Yeah. I
But
know that one well.
do you guys think it's possible that this was actually caused by us only?
You mean the 8.7,
Yeah.
8.8, or whatever it was?
Yeah, I wouldn't imagine that they would it would be done on purpose.
And
But
that
is in a very
location,
that's a very remote location. That's the thing. That is the perfect location.
I would be asked if, okay, look, if they did. Okay, here's something that I have learned because of Dutch Sinise. I do not remember that's his public persona. I don't remember what his real name is. I want to say it starts with a J, but it doesn't pronounce with the J. Anyway, that you can have on one side of the earth have an earthquake, and days later, in the exact same spot in the opposite side of the earth, I can't remember what that's called, but you can have another earthquake, a smaller earthquake. It's very possible something happened on the other side of the earth that created something, but it's also very possible that they've been doing something over there. Who knows? Okay, I was literally just shown the movie, it's not Spear, Contact. With one of those hidden giant
Oh yeah.
things that they built in the movie. It's very possible that they're doing something that one or two governments or a private entity, private person, private corporation has done stuff in different areas on this planet that the public doesn't know about. And if they're doing stuff, which is very possible, especially with what I have been remembering about different things with all this other crap regarding government, it's very possible that they're doing some things that we just don't know about, and it's triggering some of this. You know?
Yeah. Friend. Sorry, I was just responding to Robert. He says, I think, therefore I spam. And then we found a massive vodka still.
Vodka still.
So I'm asking him, what kind of rehab has spam and vodka? I want to go.
No, thank you. I could do without the spam. I wouldn't mind the vodka, but
come on.
not the spam.
Spam can be good.
No.
Spam can be amazing if you cook it right. Spam surprise.
Yeah, my son is very good at cooking with spam and turning it into, and I do have to say it can be, but not my thing, man. No.
Well, the only problem with spam now is that it's just as expensive as going out and buying a piece of actual meat and cooking it for that meal, because it got really expensive.
I'm tired of finding it in my mailbox.
All the spam.
It keeps showing up, and it's always so rotten. Fred.
Oh my God, you guys.
I get it on my phone. It says spam is calling me all the time. And scam likely.
Yeah.
He's my best
Yeah,
friend.
that one too.
Friend. Oh,
okay, so
he died,
tonight's subject.
He died for the, 10,000th day in a row?
Who?
The Nigerian prince?
Oh, yeah.
Friend. Friend. He keeps passing away. According to my email. Friend.
Oh, got it. All right. Took me a minute. I was like, what the hell is he talking about? God.
We did lose a Saudi Arabian prince.
Yes,
this
the
year.
sleeping prince died.
Yeah. Friend, that sucks.
Oh, yes. The kid who, well, he's not a kid, but the guy who was in a coma, correct?
Yeah.
Yes.
And really, he still
Yeah.
is a kid because he went into the coma as a kid. So,
Yeah, I believe he
Yeah.
was 14 when he went into the coma.
That's what I was thinking. 14, 15, 16, something like that.
Yeah.
Brand. And I know a lot of people wouldn't agree, but when you go into a coma, I believe that you're paused. Friend, your body grows older, but friend, you don't have the life experiences.
Well, with my grandfather, my dad's dad, who ended up in a coma for a very long time, and then came out of it, he was a very changed individual.
Oh, I
He
would
was
imagine
no
so.
longer he was no longer himself by any stretch. It had
Well,
completely
I mean, that's got to be
screwed with his brain.
hard. It's got to be hard to like wake up one day because for you, it's just like you were there 5 seconds ago and now
Yeah.
you're somewhere else.
Well, for some
It'd be
people.
like waking up and being 5 years older or 10 years older. Like I can't even
Yeah.
imagine the technological advances and everything. You'd be walking into a whole new world.
Yeah. On many levels. He wasn't in there for years, but it was for a very long time.
Right. I mean, like honestly, even missing like a couple of months of life, you'd be coming
Hmm.
back to not having a clue what globally had happened in that period of time.
Yeah.
And people would talk, okay, so somebody would bring up something and you'd be like, well, when did that happen? You know, like global
Yeah.
events, everything else, you wouldn't have a clue.
Yeah.
And
It completely
it'd be
altered.
hard to catch up to some
Yeah.
of the stuff.
Well, and if you come back from a coma and even have a big portion of memory, that's a huge
Mm-hmm.
accomplishment. That's a huge accomplishment. That's something my grandfather ended up not having.
Right.
He ended up coming back like he had it acted like Alzheimer's on the brain, but it wasn't Alzheimer's. It was a direct result from what had happened to him and what put him in the coma to begin with. So,
Right.
Well,
but yeah, it's just fascinating to me and how significantly he changed. Oh my God. He was like a completely different person.
Yeah. Well,
That's hard.
it is. It can be difficult. Like, I can't even
Yeah.
imagine. And, like, okay, so I'm going to use a really, really weird example here. But there was a group of people that had gone for a month and a half to go kayaking down a very, very remote canyon river. And they were camping and doing all this stuff and everything else. Well, when they came back, it was the height of everybody wearing a mask and everything for COVID. Well, when they left, it had been like a little blurb on the news that something was
Yeah.
happening in like China and this disease was going around, and then coming back to having everybody else completely
Yeah.
terrified and covered in masks and like all of these new restrictions and everything. I can't imagine walking into that having no idea because you'd been so
Yeah.
remote for that long, and then you're like, wow, okay, you walked into a completely different world. Like, think about like
Yeah, and
how
it's changed
sometimes a few
permanently.
months can change the entire outcome of what happens
Yeah.
globally.
Yeah.
friend,
Look at
so
Fukushima.
Mm-hmm.
Jeez. Wow.
the longest someone has been in a
Chernobyl.
coma and woke up was Annie Shapiro, who was born in 1913. And she was in a coma for 29 years and woke up.
Good grief.
She's a Canadian apron shop owner who was in a coma for 29 years because of a massive stroke and suddenly awakened in 1992.
Huh.
Friend,
And
Like,
you remember your body being young and you're waking up old.
yeah.
Right.
I mean, you think about that. That's a really major mind bender.
So that's
I'm gonna okay. I'm
1963. She went in.
gonna I'm gonna tell you something. Something that I've not talked about before. When I have woken up, and now this goes right into the ETs, it goes into all of that. But the point is this: when I have woken up in the clone bodies, it's only now, like in the last 2 weeks, that I have realized, last 2 to 3 weeks, that I have realized since then that that body is healthier than this body will ever be in this lifetime because of what they did. So going from this body with the consciousness that I've got now and waking up with the consciousness in that body is the difference is incredible because I'm younger. I'm in my 30s in that body. In that body, I can lift weights. I can run, although you don't want me running because of hello top heavy, but run. I can do all sorts of things. I can't imagine having that kind of a consciousness and then waking up and coming back in, like for me, coming back into this body. I'm like, what the shit?
Well, see, the other thing that.
Because it's aged and you've got all of these different factors. So I can't even imagine what she has gone through. All I know is that, look, I know what it's like going from this body in this consciousness and then having them transfer my one level of my consciousness into a clone that is like, I mean, stronger than I've ever physically been in this body. And believe me, I used to have people tell me in my 30s how strong I was. I was unusually strong.
Robert saying it's because they gave you new tubes.
New tubies. See, so the other thing that people don't think about is when somebody is in a coma or somebody is bedridden for a period of time, their muscles and stuff also atrophy. So if you have been laying down for 20 something years, you wouldn't even be able to walk or move properly for quite a while
exactly.
afterwards. Like if ever again.
Months.
Because
I mean,
your
that
leg
takes a
muscles,
serious
your
amount of,
arm muscles, like everything would have atrophied to the point where it would be super painful to even just move.
muscle wasting.
Uh-huh.
There's a form of a wasting disease. I don't remember what it's called, but it affects the muscles and the nerves and things like that. And the organs. It can affect the organs, if I remember correctly.
It's
Been
like
a
a
while
motor
since I
neuron disease. Yeah.
atrophy. Thank you, Robert. Yeah, that's the word. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, it would be months, if not years, of physical rehab
Well,
to
and
be able to.
like to even set up to move your neck properly, to move your arm, like
Yep.
it would be super painful. I can't even imagine how painful that could potentially be.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm going to break this
My.
topic for a minute.
Yeah.
So, as everyone knows, last week on the show we had a couple of guests, Jennifer and her daughter Maria.
Mm-hmm.
And while we were on the show, Nikki and Robert were able to go in there and actually into that house and actually work on the house and get it safe again. Afterwards, whatever they had actually followed them home, and a few other things had apparently as well. Nikki, right?
Mm-hmm.
Friend.
Yeah, it got taken care of. That
Yeah.
got taken
So
care
we
of. So
set-
I would like to hear back if there's a.
Well, Nikki and Robert went back in, friend, and the other day, and
Mhm.
Was just talking to Jennifer, and I sent her the exact message you sent me, Nikki.
Oh, good. Yeah, I didn't get a chance to get stuff written up like I wanted to, but
That's okay.
yeah.
Friend, so she says that is awesome. We've been in the house working for several days now, and it definitely feels like a different space. Please tell them thank you so much. So,
Yeah. There were a lot of angels involved. It wasn't just Robert and I. There were a lot of angels involved. There were a lot of there were two very specific beings that I'm not going
Yeah, that's
yeah,
fine.
nope, that's
to
fine.
divulge on air. Um, but yeah, they they got taken care of. And when Robert and I went back in that night, that I found out that she was having it followed them home, or followed them to another location where they've been staying. I literally, when Robert and I went back to the house that they were working on, it was like the first words out of my mouth to Robert were, "The land has been salted," and I could feel. It was like I could taste. I not just feel the salt, but taste the salt. It was like it permeated me. I was like, "Whoa, this place has been sterilized." And I think that the combination of what Robert and I had done, and I do know that there was work, because I am going to credit her, because there was work by Meg. Even though there are issues, there was work by Meg.
By sunset. Yeah.
Excuse me. Yeah, and so so it wasn't just her, and it wasn't just Robert and I. It was all of us at different times. So but with the amount of angels that looked over, and there is a not a sentinel guard, it's a can't remember what the hell they're called. Said hell. Anyway, I don't remember what they're called. It's a specific kind of angel that's watching the property for some time, but it's not one of the sentinels. The sentinels are the sentinel angels. They're big, but they're not as big as Prime. And they're watching the property, and they're keeping an eye. And the two old guys who were being stinkers, yeah, they got crossed over, according to what I was told. So,
elemental?
yeah, there was an elemental that was screwing around. Thank you, Robert.
He
Forgot
also
what
says
the hell it was called.
He hopes they never skittle the land, taste the rainbow. Robert, I hope for fucking hell that they skittle the land at least once. I want to see that shit. And I'm staying indoors because it'll probably hurt if you get hit by one. But...
Skittle. Yeah, that would not be fun. Anyway, yeah. But yeah, they where they're staying now is clean. And what was taking place should not be taking place again. If it does, I want a phone call. I want a notification, because I'll go back in and I'll kick some ass. Because that's not okay. But yeah, it should be good for a very, very long time. Nobody should be touching that. No paranormal. The way it was done, and I specifically asked other angels besides the ones that Meg works with, and besides the ones that I typically work with, and the ones that Robert works with periodically, and some of the other beings that he works with. Between all of us, it was like that place is like chef's kiss. Nothing should be touching it. The only thing that I do request is that she does eventually, hopefully in the next 2 years, is able to get the outside. I kept right along that wall, the outside of that wall that I had mentioned. That area needs to be worked on, and I think it's like Robert had just said, elemental. I think the Fae group are really wanting to help bring about positivity and happiness. And and because I don't know how to say this. Basically, the sense and the feeling from them was that they like the property and they like the family. But it really, that's something to consider, is that there's something about that wall, and I don't know what it is now, because everything's been cleared.
Yeah.
But that's what I keep getting, is that there's something about that area that the Fae would appreciate, plantings and maybe redoing the soil or something to create plants there, if you can get them to grow. So yeah, Robert just said you could eat a meal off the metaphysical floor. He's right. It was
That's right.
I mean, it is
Spam
like
and Skittles for everybody.
No, ew.
That property is like sterilized, baby. So it's clear.
Nice.
So we're at the
Yeah.
top of the hour.
Yes.
So should I introduce what I was given to me today as a topic?
Yeah, go for it. I'm kind of interested.
You should be. Have you ever heard of Atlas or 3-Eye Atlas? 3-Eye dash Atlas, I should say.
No.
No.
I had to think about that a second.
Well, it is a newly discovered object in space. Now, most scientists agree it's a comet, but not all of them.
Is this the one that looks like they're comparing it to Oumuamua? Because it's something that's coming into our space?
I don't think
Okay.
it looks like a cow. Friend. What's a Oumuamua?
Oumuamua was
is the long cylindrical shaped asteroid that, yeah.
It might
wasn't
be
an actual asteroid.
This is 7 miles long, they figure. So it's a big one.
Okay, so how far out is it?
This is not coming to Earth. According to NASA, we are safe. But there is a Harvard scientist out there by the name of Avi Loeb who believes
Oh God, okay.
that this could possibly be a spaceship. For
An
one reason.
intelligently controlled alien spacecraft.
Yes. Because
that looks like rock.
Of the extremely unusual course that it's taking, it will visit Mars, Venus, and Jupiter. All on the same pass.
How far away from Mars and Venus will it be?
No idea.
That's something I would very much like to know, because
he is asking the scientific community to actually reassess what they think on this one, because as he quoted, I think that when we have a blind date from a visitor from another star, all bets are off. We shouldn't assume anything. We should assess the risk given the data that we have. Friend. Now, from what his profile says, if he's not an abductee, he's a contactee. And that's from his Wikipedia page.
He said that?
He's seen proof of alien life before. Friend. So, but he does believe that it is an alien craft. Friend. He says the risk should be assessed using something like the Richter scales for earthquakes. 0 would be a natural object like a comet. 10 would be an object that maneuvers as if it had an engine. That is definitely technological, and that there should be some policymakers deciding how to respond to that.
Honey, if it's trip. Sorry, go on.
We know it will pass closest to the sun on October 29th. According to NASA, comet 3-Eye Atlas poses no threat to Earth and will remain far away. Friend,
Okay, so
I'm going to give you his last comment that he made. We see a lot of houses on the cosmic street that look just like ours, analogs of the Earth's sun system. And I think it's very arrogant of us to assume that they don't have residents.
okay, since this thing is passing Venus and Mars, government will already know what the hell it is. Privately.
Yeah.
Conglomerates will know too, because if they're in the aerospace industry and have government contracts regarding space travel, and all the technology I remember using, they're gonna frickin' already know what the hell this thing is. And no, I gotta be careful. I was just about to say something. Wow. Okay.
What the hell?
Yeah, that what I was about to say really could have gotten me in some. They would have shut us down. So trying to figure out how to word this. There are devices on different planets that can be used to protect parts of our galaxy. Let's put it that way. Yeah, I think we'll be okay if I just leave it at that. Earth, on the other hand, with their DUMBs, which is called DUMBs are all caps, DUMBS, all periods put in between each letter, stands for
politicians. Sorry.
Okay, I gotta say this before we fucking forget. That was awesome. Deep underground military bases. Oh my god.
I think we said the same thing.
Perfect. Perfect timing. That was perfect timing, Cole. Oh my god, that was awesome.
Who the fuck came up with that anagram? What the fuck?
I don't know.
Why wasn't that banished by the Senate?
Because it never went through Congress.
If it ever does, they're gonna feel so stupid.
Oh, if it ever does, there's going to be so much that's coming out. There's so many presidents that know so much information, and there's so many military officers that know more than the presidents do. And the only reason why I know that is because of, I go right back to being, having a colonel stand in front of me, yay far away from my face, yelling and screaming at me about the $380 million per clone it cost the government, for the cost to make each clone. But yet he was out. There were a number of other things he was yelling and screaming about. Nikki, that's just the one that I remember the most.
Imagine this, okay?
Just they don't have it in the public, yeah.
Disclosure fully happens. Aliens are coming to Earth. They're telling everybody it's going to happen. Friend, you are the general who is going... No, but full disclosure where the entire world finally admits this is happening now. Mm-hmm. Friend,
yeah.
Big fanfare, right?
Yeah.
Friend.
Yeah.
And you are a general for the U.S. Army. Friend. And you are in charge of that first base. Number one. Friend. So, you're going to tell the alien spaceship as they fly in, okay, you're going to fly in right here to dumb one. Friend. Come the fuck on.
Well, here's the thing, Cole. We've already got DUMBs, deep underground military bases, that are inside mountains and that are being used by the U.S. government that are having both U.S. military government ships flying out of the mountains, and ET are also flying out of those mountains. So now what? Because then it becomes, when you publicize all of that, what then happens to the safety and the security of, say, for example, Isetti Ranch, who is owned by James Gilliland, where they have ships overhead nightly. They see nightly ships coming and going from Mount Adam. Thank you, Dad. Now that was Dad. Thank you, Dad. I can't believe I got my dad and my grandmother, their energy. Anyway, they must have been standing real close to each other because that was wonky. Anyway, so there are locations on this planet that you can watch. Shasta's another one, but everybody loves Shasta. I am not a fan of Shasta because I also know there are good ETs, but there are some very nasty ETs there as well.
Supposedly White Horse.
Oh, I don't remember at this second regarding that, but I know there's some. The Dracos are not there. There are certain reptilians that are there, but there are also certain. Gotta be careful. There's certain fae that are working with some of the not so nice fae, from what I remember as a child, are working with some of the ETs, and I'm like, I don't understand that one. Don't even get me started on that one. But there are people who swear by how Mount Shasta has got some really good ETs. That's great. That's just not my experience. And so there are different locations. I keep getting told Russia to say Russia. That there are locations in Russia. Now, I don't know this. I'm literally being told to talk about Russia mountains. There are ships coming out of Russia, too. And I'm like,
Maybe
wow, okay.
The Ural
Excuse
Mountains.
me? Dyatlov Pass.
Oh, Dialogue. Yeah, Dialogue. Dyatlov, however you pronounce that place. Yeah, that's an incredible story.
Dialogue.
And then add a T and then LOV. That's, yeah, thank you.
I think it's Dyatlov.
People need
Russia's
people
the only
need
place
to look.
that people would love a fucking diet. Sorry.
Yeah. Go in and do, folks, go in and do your research on that, because it's, yes, do your own research.
For
because
those of
it
you
is
playing the game,
quite.
take a drink.
Yeah, Cole told me, he's like, that's a really good drinking game, Nikki. Anytime you say do your own research, I'm like, okay.
Or can't talk, like, has to stop talking because she's going to get in trouble.
Yeah.
You should be drunk in about 10 minutes.
Oh, God. That would be a lot of ounces for me. Because I have a very high tolerance.
Now, the stupid thing is, this is aligning with a book that I'm reading, stupidly hardcore.
Oh, really? What is the book?
Friend, I don't know. It doesn't have a title. It's a story that I found on Reddit. Friend,
oh, God,
and it's
okay.
it's a full-size book, but it's about creatures, like, let's say, all metaphysical creatures, like werewolves, vampires, witches, everything's real. Friend, and they have been living amongst us the entire fucking time.
Well, yeah.
And a demon comes up and decides he's going to fuck with the entire process of how everything works. And he starts fucking with what they call the secret. Friend. And he actually forces the metaphysical creatures and the governments to work together to actually tell everyone.
Wow.
Friend, and I'm reading this book, and then all of a sudden a 7 fucking mile ship starts showing up really close. And people in our scientific community that normally wouldn't give a fucking hoot are making a stink. It's just weird.
Yeah.
Friend, like, do you think it's a possibility? Yeah, right? Robert says,
read
as
chat,
they do,
folks.
darn demons. Friend, but, like, do you think it's a possibility that this, something like this, could force their hand?
Something like what? Wait a minute, what?
Like, let's say that is a ship. Let's say it's a race that we don't deal with.
That's what I thought you meant.
Oh, okay.
At
A
all.
race of ET that we don't deal with?
Yeah.
Ooh.
How much trouble would they be in, number one? But also, could the other races
now
do
that's-
anything causing a galactic, like a war, right
Yes,
at
they
Earth's
could.
doorstep?
Well, yeah.
Yes, they
they've
could,
been
because
talking-
here's the thing about that. You're dealing with what a lot of people know as the Galactic Federation. I don't know them as that. I know them as the Consortium.
The Council of 12.
And they would have a hell of a lot to say about an ET race coming in close to Earth, doing whatever. They would have a lot to say over it, and yeah, it could potential. I mean, you're looking at a not a news meltdown. What the hell is the word? The words I'm looking for. It's where it could be a political catastrophe in the
Consortium.
in the ET world with the Consortium. Robert says, "Oh, fresh meat. Let's poke our noses in here." Yeah, exactly, Robert. Yeah, I mean, because in a lot of ways, a lot of things, according to what I understand and remember, and I would love to hear R. Keith Andrews' take on this, there's an agreement. There's a gigantic agreement, and a number of thousands of races of ET are part of the consortium, aka Galactic Federation, as some people call it. So,
Yeah, okay.
there's an agreement about Earth. There's certain things. That's political suicide for them.
Well, yeah, but it's only if they know about that. Okay, because so
True.
if you
Say
have
they're coming from
an
a
entire
completely
race
different
that
area.
has no idea that this is
Yeah.
an area that is being watched,
Yeah.
that this is an area that's a no-go, and they're explorers, they're just checking shit out, they might not even realize that they're headed into an issue until it becomes an issue.
Yep, very good possibility.
And if it's an unknown species, literally, if it's an unknown species to anybody, then they are not from close enough around that they would even necessarily be part of the consortium.
Yeah, they'd have to be like at least 10, if not 12.
Like, this sounds...
And we're not even talking galaxies away. You're
Now
talking you're talking really extreme distances.
Now this sounds ridiculous, and don't get me wrong, I'm not saying that this is 100% reality or anything like that, but
yeah, no, I get it.
Reminds me of the TV show Star Trek Voyager, okay, where they accidentally ended up way from where they were supposed to because they got taken by the ray and everything else. Okay, so let's say that there was a group of space travelers that were checking stuff out, and they accidentally ended up being sucked through like an Einstein-Rosen bridge type thing, and ended up in a completely different area that they have no idea what the rules, the politics, or the setup for it is. Maybe all they're trying to do is get the fuck home.
It's only
Yeah.
cosmos if they split Jupiter. So if Jupiter cuts in half and the ship comes through it, we know it's him. Right? No, right.
Now, most
Oh, God,
most
Cole.
ET races, I will say most ET races are not outwardly destructive in the sense that they wouldn't
Yeah.
go out of their way to completely fuck over another civilization because they stay to their own, basically. As much as they possibly can, they kind of stay to their own
Yeah, there are a lot.
sections.
There's a lot of races that are like that.
And that's what I said. There's
Yeah.
overlapping and stuff, sure. But that's why we have, like, the setup of politics and rules, okay? Because you don't just go to some other solar system and start blasting their moons apart. Like, it's just not something that you do.
No,
Well,
it's not. And
I am going to say something here. Friend, first of all, I think your mom would agree with me on this.
Huh.
Friend, I think then you gave the wrong analogy.
Okay.
Because you picked the one Star Trek show where they look at the Prime Directive and say, fuck it.
No, but, okay, so that is a thing, though. If you... Okay, so your instincts kick in. So let's say, like, you get lost in the woods, something of that nature. Like, even on Earth, you get lost in the woods. Your survival instincts kick in over top of your ethical instincts. Okay? So people that are, like, vegetarians or whatever, they'll eat a deer if that's the only thing that there is to eat. Like, something like that. Like, your survival instincts always take over
Not
your
everybody's.
ethical instincts.
Friend, Robert's sitting here building a fucking coconut radio. Friend.
But I mean, when it comes down to...
But we were told it was going to be a 3-hour tour, is what Robert says.
Friend, like, no, but you got to admit, not everyone's survival instincts kick in because not everybody has
everybody's, because not everybody survives. Not everything...
Yeah.
But the thing is that if you have an entire ship of people, or of a race of anything, okay? Every race has some form of survival instincts.
Yeah, sure.
And if you have, let's say, 200 people on a ship, at least half of them are going to care enough about surviving and getting back home or whatever it is that the instinct's too much to not
Again.
be kind of fucked up.
I'm literally being shown the old 1970s TV show Battlestar Galactica, and an actress who was playing the character, I think her name was Calliope, and they're on board, she and Starbuck or whatever the heck the other character's name is. Fact that I didn't even remember that right now. Anyway, they're on board a transport ship that is transporting massive amounts of people to the new, whatever the new homeworld is going to be.
Yeah.
I mean, it could be as simple as something as simple as that. I mean, why was I? Anyway, there's a point there is that you may not have. They may not know.
Well, the other thing is you gotta, when you're looking at space and space travel, you gotta think of the time distortions as well. Okay, because time distortions in space are ridiculous. So if you were leaving from, let's say, 2 galaxies away, and you were coming to a planet that you believed was inhabitable at the time you left, okay? By the time you got here, because of the time distortions and everything, they could have seen it as having dinosaurs on it, or being a molten lava rock.
Fuck, they could have evolved themselves.
Yes, and coming here, the entire trip here, you wouldn't know necessarily what was evolving or what was happening on the surface of that planet, because you would have seen it 2 million years ago versus what it is today, because of the time distortions in space.
You're going off the idea that they have the same type of spaceships that we are thinking of.
No, and I mean, I totally understand, like, there's got to be a way to manipulate space-time and be able to travel at different speeds and everything else, but what I'm saying is that no matter what, when you were leaving point A, because of the time distortions and because of what we were capable of seeing galaxies away, has already happened X amount of years ago, or is yet to happen. Like, do you know what I'm saying? So by the
Yes, I
time you
do.
got there, no matter what, it would have been a certain amount of centuries or more later by the time that you actually arrived at destination. So by that
Okay.
time, there could have been a whole evolution of the entire Earth and a death of the entire Earth and a re-evolution several times over and over again before you got there.
So I'm going to tell you what it's like being on board ship. When you're on board and you've been on board for what can be days, there's a significant time difference. It could be 10 hours here.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, there is a time difference on board. From my personal experience, from what I remember, from what my body remembers, my body, the
Mm-hmm.
muscle mass, the fat cells, the nerve endings, everything tells me, for example,
Mm-hmm.
when my hybrid son was in the process of dying and they came and got me to give a how I'm going to say this is a blood donation, but basically a transfusion because they kept the transfusion going for days.
Mm-hmm.
I was actually physically gone for 17 hours.
Yeah.
Somewhere between 15 and 18, but my gut is like 17 is the number.
Mm-hmm.
I know that I was physically gone for days.
Yeah.
Days upon days for me. It was a number of days, and I can feel it. It's still in my body.
Mm-hmm.
But yet, when I came back,
It had only been
the
X
clock,
amount of time. Yeah.
it had only been, and the only reason why nobody disturbed me was because at that moment in my life, I was having real sleep issues and certain medical issues. So I was sleeping anywhere from 2 to 4 hours or
Or like
12
20
hours.
hours. Yeah. Right.
Yeah, 12,
Yeah.
12 to 18 hours. And I mean,
Mm-hmm.
it was a weird combination of sleep patterns. I'm
Well,
not like that now. I
okay.
mean, I am because of hormones, but that's a different ballgame now.
So
At least I know what it's
I'm
from.
gonna
But
throw
back then, that's what it was.
this out there, like, so that, okay. So if you've ever talked to any form of abductee, in any way,
Yeah,
okay,
yeah. I know a lot of them.
then as far as their life on Earth, it can be a matter of seconds passing, but it can be
Yeah,
a matter of hours aboard
hours.
ship.
Yeah,
Okay, and they will
yes.
tell you all of this stuff that happened to them or all of these things that they went through, but in Earth time, by the time they get put back or whatever you want to call it, okay, returned, I guess.
Returned.
Um,
Yeah.
it could be a matter of a split second that is passed in actual time. So,
Well, okay.
or
And
it
here's
could
the
be
other.
completely opposite of this, and you could you could be missing for 2 days, and you felt
Yeah,
like it was 30
3
seconds.
weeks.
Yeah. Or, okay, so you could be
Or
missing for
yeah.
2-3 days, and you have the memory of like 3 seconds ago you were driving, and then all of a sudden you show up 2-3
Mhm.
days later, and you're like, holy crap, like, no, like, I quite literally, this is like 2 minutes. Like, yeah. So time
I get it.
dilation and space is ridiculous. And you got to think about like the space time. I don't know how to put it any other way besides like your continuum. Okay, and that sounds ridiculous,
Yeah.
but it's true. Is
No,
that
yeah, I get it.
depending on where you are transported to in relative space time, your actual time, as far as what we calculate here on Earth, our 24-hour, our 12-month cycle,
Yeah.
is, it can be completely different. So that's why they say when they're sending somebody like even to Mars, even somewhere that's close by, relatively based off of other planets and stuff, it can be you traveling for 20 years to get to this particular place, but by the time you come back home, the time that it's passed is going to be less than that 20-year mark because of the fact that the dilation of space-time is there.
Well, and then, okay, I'm gonna throw something at you on that one. Here's an experience. Oh shit, I had it, now it's gone. Oh, crap. It was about, sorry guys.
No.
I'm sorry for that. Sorry. It's about being on board ship. Oh, so when I had an emergency during one of my hybrid pregnancies, okay, I called them. I said, look, I telepathically, what I mean by that, I telepathically reached out and I said, we are in danger. We are under attack. This was when I was being hit with D-weapon, microwave weapon specifically. And baby was freaking out as well as I was, to the point of shaking. I mean, it got really bad. And within 4 hours, they were across the freaking galaxy when they heard me call out. They were way the hell and gone. Mm-hmm. And they got here within 4 hours. That's a gigantic situation for them to, the only way I can say it is fly, drive. You can call it drive, but I don't know what I mean, fly. That's how fast they got here, and they pumped it.
Yeah.
But and I know where they were at because it was telepathic. It was a weird psychic telepathic link connection that I got from them. I can see it in the galaxy, but I can't verbalize it. I'd have to show it to you on a map where they were located. And they got to Earth within 4 hours because they were walking across the threshold of my apartment. Well, they were walking into my a hallway just before my kitchen. And so the fact that you can get from one location at a speedy clip, booking it to Earth in 4 hours time, tells me that their abilities, that the Arcturians' abilities combine. Well, this was a consortium ship. I mean, this is a very specific kind of ship. It's not like the human-made ships. Those are very different. Those will take a couple of hours, but this was to get anywhere. So you think about what kind of propulsion systems that can do that can get somewhere that fast.
Right.
So, and if they're just trotting along, la da da, we're gonna get there eventually, and they're not producing and putting forth that kind of speed demon energy, think about how far they can actually go in very short amount of time and very fast.
Well, if you think about okay, so we have a little dude out there, a little probe out there right now that's using an ion engine. Okay, it's one of the first ion engines that our world has made to put out there towards everything. Okay, so yeah, it took like 20 years or something for it to travel a certain amount of distance, but the thing with an ion engine is the further that it travels, the faster that it gets, because of the buildup and because space is a vacuum, so therefore there's no gravitational pull or anything. So it continuously speeds up as it goes. Okay. So it could start out. It started out with just a little where it was like moving just really slow, and then after time and because of the way that space is and everything else, now it's moving hella fast. Okay, in consideration to what most vehicles on our
Yeah.
world go. Okay, so if
Yeah.
we, as what would be considered more of a primitive race to a lot of other races, are able
Yep.
to create something that can travel at those speeds, whether it was a build up to that speed or not, then think about what somebody with a million more years of evolution could
Exactly.
potentially create. Like we don't even know what kind of technologies are possible. And you also got to understand that for us, because of the way that the earth is set up, because of our gravitational pull, because of everything else, it could be easier for somebody to leave the atmosphere of a different planet because their gravitational pull is different. So they wouldn't necessarily even have to be way more technologically advanced in order to see specific areas. Because of the way that their planet is set up, they would be able to get off of that planet with a lot less energy needed to get through their upper atmosphere versus ours. So you also got to think of those kind of things when you're thinking about space travel and time and differences and everything else, is that they could basically be in what we would consider a 747 and make it out of their atmosphere where there's no way that we could because of the density of ours. What? I know, I'm sorry. I get like all weird. You know.
Friend.
You did good. That's a great explanation. I don't have anything for it, though.
That's what,
Cole
I'm sorry,
put square
I'm sorry.
block in circle hole.
I'm a
No,
okay.
I
I'm a
I
psycho
understand
when it
what you're
comes
talking
to, like,
about.
space stuff, because it's one of those things that's always been part of my awkward focus. So,
Well, it's not awkward. I think it's great because it really it shows about how much you think about it and how you think. And I think that that's important because we need that in the group. I mean, to be blunt,
Oh, I
these are
get
things
it.
that need to be talked about.
I get it. Cole doesn't think enough, so we need someone who does.
well,
Oh, that is not what I meant, and you damn well know it.
well, honey, that's why our
You know it.
relationship works so well. See, you sit there and
Oh,
go,
Jesus.
and I'm like, I got this. It's cool.
No.
I do all the heavy lifting, you mean?
Yeah, pretty much.
Oh my
pretty
God. No.
Much.
God, you
Lift
guys.
rock.
Oh my god, for some reason,
Jesus.
that just reminded me of Galaxy Quest.
Yes. Oh my God, I haven't seen that movie in forever.
Where all those little guys are like screaming, rock, rock, rock.
Well, I just figured out I need to rewatch the Orville.
Yes.
I saw an episode today, like a clip, where you guys remember the big, like, I don't know how to describe him. He looks like the shit monster from Dogma.
Okay.
Fran,
Yes.
that guy. Like, he's big.
I
he's
remember
brown,
Dogma, but I don't remember. Oh,
and he's kind of
Sorta.
gross looking a little bit. And
sort of remember that.
they're all sitting around eating lunch, and they're talking about what they eat, and they figure out that he can eat pretty much anything, so they start bringing out random shit for him to eat. Fran, I love that clip. Fran, that whole clip like just made it worth for me to watch the show. Fran, because like
No.
he eats
Nope,
a
nope,
cactus, he eats a glass, Fran, a part or the end of a spoon. For like,
What else you guys got?
Oh, God.
I love Earth food.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, there are certain ETs that can do that.
friend,
Well, okay, so this is
3 rows of teeth is really disgusting when one of them opens their mouth, then all you say,
Yeah.
really gross.
so that reminds me of a. So I watched K-Pax the other day. I
Oh
love
God, there's
K-Pax.
another
It's
one.
like one of my favorites. I don't know. And that just
Another
reminded
one I
me
haven't.
of him sitting on the couch talking about Earth's produce as he's eating a banana with the peel on it still. And he's like, the produce alone is worth the trip. Right? So it's just.
I have watched actual human people do that, and I don't get it.
Are you eating the banana peel?
Yeah, like
Eating
like,
the
just
biting the banana peel or eating a kiwi with the skin.
yeah. The fuck is wrong with people?
There's okay, so there's a lot
Or
of
what
like
about a
eating habits
pineapple?
that people do that I well, people think I'm weird sometimes because I won't peel a cucumber. Okay? Because a lot of people here will peel their cucumbers before they eat them. I don't peel a cucumber. I like the skin of a cucumber. So that can
That
be
doesn't
considered
bother me.
super weird
Yeah.
for some people.
You might want to like
Oh,
watch where you're going
I-
with that one.
Yeah, no shit.
I had people in the 1990s who thought it was weird that I wasn't peeling carrots. I would wash them and I would buff them up a little bit, but not actually full on peel because when I was in the 1990s, oh my God, I just got a head rush about, whoa, sorry. Deja vu, like
If I get
hardcore.
them from the store, I wash them and I peel them.
Well,
But that's because they've been sitting in the store for God knows how long.
see, now that's another thing.
If
is
they're
like,
in a bag, that's a different story
Yeah.
for
that's
me.
another
I will
thing is,
wash,
like,
I will
peaches.
scrub, but not.
Like, I don't peel a peach. I like the fuzzy skin of a peach.
Yeah,
I'll
I
eat the
won't.
peach
I
skin.
mean,
I can't talk
Yeah,
about this subject.
well, I'm here to tell you, when in the 1990s when I lived in South Seattle, I had a group of neighbors who are how do I say that? It was a Samoan family, with somewhere between 6 and 8 kids. I don't remember how many. And so you had the mom, the dad, the kids, the grandparents, and the aunts and uncles all living under one roof. And I had something like 12 Italian plum trees in my front yard at the time because they covered I was on a rental and plum trees along the sides perimeters of the front yard, and then you had the grass and then a long cement pathway. And I was like, what the hell do I do with all these plums? I don't want them to go to rot. And so I invited my neighbors over, and how they literally, they open them up and then they eat the flesh and they leave the skin. And I'm like, I don't mean to be rude, but I've never seen that. Why do you do that? Oh, this is how we eat fruit at home. And I'm like, but I was in Tonga. I've been in American and Western Samoa. I've been in different countries. I've never seen that before. And they're like, this is how we were raised. And they literally and then the pit would go in the yard and the skin would go underneath the trees because it would be fertilizer. And I'm like, I learn something new every day. It was new to me. I mean, back then, but I'd never come across that. So, yeah, we just always ate the skin off the fruit. Now, I will not do that nowadays because of all the pesticides or the stupid peel, APEEL, that is sprayed even over organic fruits and vegetables now. So it's like everything gets peeled because, with the exception of the carrots, I buff them up real good. But yeah, it's kind of crazy
like,
how
I know
we
a
all
lot
choose
of
to do stuff.
people that will eat watermelon rind. I know
Yeah,
quite a
I've
few
got
people that will eat watermelon rind.
pickle it. I used to have family members that would pickle it. They would pickle the not the green, but the white part.
The white part, yeah.
Yeah.
You always leave the green part, but I know quite a few people who eat the white part of a watermelon, for sure.
Yeah.
Same
Oh, I've
thing
got.
with
Yeah.
honeydew. I know a lot of people that will eat the skin of a
Yep.
honeydew, too.
Yeah. Not my thing, man. Nope. 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 Nope.
Well,
Not
I
my
mean,
thing.
there's lots of fibers and stuff in there. It's probably good for your
Well,
system,
yeah.
really.
Sure it
But
is.
But then why do people eat the skin of pineapple? I'm like, no. Have you ever seen? I was
that
on the
seems
Dole
like it would just cut the
plantation.
shit out of your mouth.
Yeah,
Like,
it does.
mm-hmm.
I've
Well,
been on the
to be
Dole
fair, so
plantation
does
in
the
the
inside.
1970s.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, because of the acid. It depends on,
Yeah.
depends on how it's done. But I'm like, and they're like, oh, there's all this good bacteria, and you can turn it into this, and I'm like, no, that's when that's where I draw the line.
Oh,
I'm like, okay. Anyway, we got
th-
off on a
no,
really
hey,
weird subject, but yeah,
that shellfish thing though, paralytic shellfish poisoning,
oh yeah,
PSP,
yes,
not to
yeah.
be
Oh,
confused with
that's the one you
PCP.
were talking about. That's the one that you were talking about at the beginning of the show, right?
Yes, so they have
Yeah.
closed all borders of Washington State. It looks like we're in. So
Oh, that sucks. That's not good. I'm really sorry to hear about that.
friend, it happens.
That's a big industry too.
Unfortunately, it happens more and
Well,
more as we go along.
yeah, it does. What happens when we over and what happens when we start overfishing or over? It's not overfishing, really. It really boils down to um, maintenance and protection and things of that nature. It's you know, here's an oddball thing, but it's something that has made me very aware again. After my dad died, here's one example. After my dad died, he was hounding me about my water usage whenever I washed my hands or brushed my teeth, for that matter, or washed dishes. Um, about using the amount of water because he was from Southern California. Well, not from, but that's where he lived the last 30 years of his life, is in Southern California, and they always had water restrictions. Well, when I was the last hybrid pregnant, pregnancy that I had, baby, whenever I washed my hands, telepathically he would say, resources, mama. And I'm like, the water's running. I'd shut the water off and he'd go, thank you. And I'm like, uh, uh, okay.
I'm not gonna lie,
And then
that's
I'd
not where I
start,
was expecting to go.
then well, the point is that when we start using so much of our resources and we're not paying attention. For example, when we're out camping, we pay attention because we've got a gallon jug hanging from a tree and you're washing your hands, with the gallon jug. You're making very sure how much water is going to last you for the weekend or for however long you're out in the wild without water. We don't do that at home. And what happens when we overpopulate, over use our resources and our food sources, whatever that is? What then? What then becomes of us? What then becomes of this planet?
Well, I'm not gonna lie to you, Nikki. I don't do that in the woods.
You don't do that in the what?
Woods.
Woods? Oh, woods. Oh, woods.
When I'm
Okay.
camping, I don't have water to wash my hands with me. I camp near a creek.
Yeah. Well, that's different.
Friend, always.
That's different. But see, if you're out in the woods and you may not be near a water source,
Then
an
I bring-
available running water source, because that's a real big one right there. I've always camped with a giant jug of water
No, I'll
with
I'll
rope.
even wash with lake water. It won't matter. Friend.
Yeah. Yeah, now that I can't do because I end up getting sick. But if it's like a river or a fast flowing stream, large stream, then yeah, I can.
See, I can wash with it. I won't drink it.
Yeah.
But I have no problem boiling water. Therefore, like,
Yeah, to use. Yeah.
yeah. And, like, I'm a person, there is not a lot I bring with me. Now there is, like, because I no longer can sleep in a freaking tent or anything. So I bring canopy and a reclining chair. Like an actual
Yeah, I
like
can't.
living room recliner.
Yeah. Yeah, see, I can't do that anymore. I have to, if I go camping, then it's got to be in a stand-up tent, and I have to be on a specific kind of cot, because for me, I have to be laying flat. I have to be laying, well, not flat, but I have to be laying down, and I have to have pillows underneath the legs because of how my body is now.
Oh
Hello,
no.
that comes with age.
We bring a
But
recliner, we bring coffee table for and I'm trying to
yeah,
find
oh
an
yeah,
old
oh yeah.
1950s TV that I can bring. For
Oh, good God.
I'm just gonna put one
What
single
kind of,
picture in it and we'll watch
okay,
that for
got it.
hours. Friend, like I just want one of the old tube ones that I can put a picture behind. Friend,
Oh,
you know what
God,
I
I
mean?
used to come across those all the time.
Right? Now they're harder and harder to find. And I don't
Yeah,
want to spend the
even
money
at
people are
garage
asking.
sales. No, even at garage sales, sometimes you might, oh, that's interesting. I'll keep an eye out.
Friend, so but it like before when we went camping, like the most we were guaranteed to have three things: a knife, a lighter, because I can always dry out a Bic lighter no matter how wet that sucker gets. It'll take me
Mm-hmm.
3 minutes, friend, and some food if we're not going to hunt, friend. But like nowadays, I seem to have to bring most of my stuff, but water is still one of those things I will never, just like, I won't bring toilet paper. Screw that shit. Friend, there are enough leaves in the woods that I don't need that crap. Friend. So, like, it really disturbs me how much stuff we take into the woods that we leave there. Like our family camping trip that we do every year, friend, we probably go through a Costco size package of fucking paper towels and it pisses me off. Because, like, yes, we have like close to 150 to 200 people, but what, like, we always bring a full laundry basket full of dish rags and stuff like that. Why can't we
That's
just
just
use
what
that? Like, we are all family. Wipe our mouths with the same goddamn freaking cloth. I don't care.
that's one of the things that when I was growing up, our family used to have specific cloth napkins for each individual. That was theirs. That's what you used for breakfast, lunch, and dinner.
Yeah.
And my mom always would bring powdered laundry detergent so that you could wash them, because you're going to be there. You've got the access to the water. Well, we had river water back then, but you always had access to the water, and you just dump the not back into the river, but there were these there they collect I can't think of what it's called, but anyway, you dump the soapy water and the dishwater into that, or you would put the like dishpan water into an area where you know that it would be safe to do that. Um, Nowadays, you got different, harsher chemicals than in the 1970s. So very different ball game. But and now there's green soaps and liquids and things like that that you can actually, where it's safer to do that with, where you can empty out your dirty water. But yeah, Mom used to bring little containers of dish soap, not dish soap, laundry soap, powdered laundry soap, and she'd just get this great big bucket, metal bucket that she had that she would bring, and she'd go to the river, fill it up with river water, put it on the fire, and that was your wash basin for the towels, the hand towels, the different things like that. Rinse it out in the wring it out, and then rinse it out in the river and hang it to dry. And that's what we did in the 70s. Because paper towels were expensive.
Yeah.
I mean, they were just, and if you did use paper towels and paper plates, they went in the fire
And there is one other
because
thing
they were just extra fire fodder.
there is one other thing that Dad always had on him, and
What's that?
we never got to use it very often, but I always loved it when we did. Brake clean.
Bright clean? What is that?
Brake clean. So it's
Oh, is that goop?
nope.
That
Nope.
for the
This is an
okay.
actual spray that you spray on your when you're changing out brakes. You spray it on all your parts, and it makes that brake dust just drip away.
Oh wow.
It is one of the most corrosive cleaners in the world.
Oh,
And
wow.
to the point where my dad had to go to a safety meeting for the company he worked for, and the lady was teaching the guys how to wash their hands, and this was during the pandemic. And Dad refused to sit through this meeting because he said, "This is the dumbest thing I've ever seen, because your hands will never be as clean as mine." And they had a bacteria tester there, and the lady washed her,
Right on.
the lady washed her hands, and it came back as 98.7% clean. Friend, Dad washed his hands with brake clean. So he sprayed both hands with brake clean, rubbed them together, and rubbed them with a rag, and his hands came back as 100%. Friend,
Wow.
that shit kills everything in its path. And it can be used as a great fire starter.
Oh, I'm sure.
It's a fire
Hello.
starter. It's a bear spray, because if that gets in your eyes, you die. Friend,
Yeah, you're hurting.
Yeah.
You're hurting.
friend, like, it works for everything. So Dad always had a bottle in the car. Or
Wow.
truck. Friend.
Yeah.
So, but like, I don't know, it is horrible how wasteful we've become in our world. Friend.
Yeah, I mean, in the grand scheme of things, when we're talking, because this started out as the fisheries and fishing and the clams and oysters and stuff, and seriously, we need to be more proactive about protecting our Earth, and that's one of the things that the ETs have really instilled in me. It's also one of the things that my family has instilled in me. My great uncles, oh my God, they were really well known when I was a kid and camping with them about, you take care of the land, it will take care of you.
Yeah.
See, you know what grosses me out is when you go down any of these country roads. Like, you know, we live in the middle of nowhere, and we'll go down, like, South Skagit or something. And every once in a while, you'll turn and you'll look, and there'll just be bags of freaking garbage on the side of the road that are, like, ripped apart and, like, flying all over the place, or, like somebody just emptied their car, like, everything out of their dirty-ass car and threw it on the ground. And you're like, really? Like, you couldn't go right up the road to the refuge station or, like, to a gas station and dump this shit into a trash can? Like, it's ridiculous.
Yeah. Friend. All right, ladies and gentlemen, with that.
Yeah.
Friend. I heard it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was gonna say, yeah, it's different generations are doing different things. That's where I was gonna end that.
All right. And the last thing I will say before we end the night, quit killing the fucking turtles, assholes!
Yeah.
That's
leave
it.
those
Turtles?
turkeys alone.
Yeah. All the
Turtles,
are
what the
dying.
heck?
Turtles.
The
What?
turtles are still
The
dying.
turtles are dying.
Oh,
Friend.
first I'd heard of that.
Well, it's probably all the fucking metal straws we're now throwing in the ocean. Sorry. Friend.
Yeah, there's a lot of plastic in our oceans.
Yeah, but it
That's
doesn't
really
help
rather
using
disturbing.
metal straws because they just freaking do the same thing. Same with paper straws. Yeah, they don't go up their nose. Instead, they choke on it because they try and eat it.
It's just a glob of paper. Like, yeah.
Well, if it's metal, then they should be turning it into metal shards so that that can be used for organite.
Most of it's still ending up in our oceans.
Yeah.
Yeah, unfortunately.
So, but with that, ladies and gentlemen, friend, that's my PSA for the night. Quit killing the fucking turtles. Friend,
What's next week? Do we have a subject for next week?
fuck no. Fuck no, fuck no, fuck no.
That's a next
Okay, we'll
week
come up
problem.
with one. That's a this weekend problem
Yeah.
too.
Yeah,
Let's come
no
up with
joke.
it. Yeah.
Friend, all right,
Yeah.
ladies and gentlemen, you guys have a great night. Thank you for listening, as always. And we will see you next time on the S4 Paranormal Bunker.
Bye-bye now.
Bye, guys.
Data transfer complete. System malfunction. Please evacuate immediately. Program terminated.
Son of a biscuit eater.